On April 14, 1865, Abraham Lincoln sat at his desk and approved the creation of a new federal law enforcement agency. That very night, he attended a play at Ford's Theater. He would not survive the evening. The commission he had just authorized, the United States Secret Service, was born in the shadow of the very tragedy it would one day exist to prevent. But in 1865, protecting the president wasn't on the agenda. The nation was drowning in fake money. Following the Civil War, up to a third of all currency in circulation was counterfeit. The Secret Service's original and sole mission was to hunt down these forgers and safeguard the country's financial stability. They were treasury agents, financial detectives operating in the shadows. That all changed in 1901. President William McKinley was shaking hands at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York, when he was shot and killed. In the wake of the third presidential assassination in just 36 years, Congress informally requested the Secret Service add presidential protection to its duties. A year later, it became official. The financial cops were now also the president's guardians. This created a unique dual objective that defines the agency to this day. The two missions, protection and investigation, are not separate. In fact, they feed each other. Skills honed tracking counterfeiters, for example, translate directly to the protective mission. An agent who can spot a forged document is perfectly suited to analyze a handwritten threat. Expertise in electronic financial crimes becomes critical for investigating threats made online. Furthermore, investigative partnerships with local police built during fraud cases become invaluable when coordinating security for a presidential visit. Getting into this elite group is a monumental task. In one recent year, the agency accepted less than 1% of its more than 15,000 applicants. Those who make the cut begin a grueling 31-week training program. They start at the federal law enforcement training centers in Georgia, learning the fundamentals of criminal investigation. Then they move to the Secret Service's own James J. Rowley Training Center in Maryland, an 18-week immersion into the specific, high-stakes world of protection. The agency's protective instincts were tested early. In 1909, President William H. Taft was scheduled to meet Mexican President Porfirio Diaz in El Paso. This was the first time a sitting U.S. president would visit Mexico. With assassination threats swirling, the small Secret Service detail was bolstered by Texas Rangers and thousands of troops. On the day of the summit, a private security expert named Frederick Russell Burnham, hired by the agency, spotted a man along the procession route. He was holding a concealed palm pistol. The man was disarmed just feet from both presidents. The ultimate test of courage came on November 1, 1950. With the White House under renovation, President Harry Truman was living at Blair House. Two nationalist assassins stormed the residence, opening fire. White House police officer Leslie Caufelt, a member of the Secret Service's Uniform Division, was hit 3 times. Mortally wounded, he returned fire, killing one of the attackers before collapsing. To this day, Caufelt remains the only member of the Secret Service killed in the line of duty during an assassination attempt on a president. November 22, 1963, in Dallas, spotlighted the bravery of agents in the midst of unthinkable chaos. As shots rang out, Agent Clint Hill, assigned to Jackie Kennedy, didn't hesitate. He leaped from the running board of the follow-on car, scrambled onto the back of the moving presidential limousine, and shielded the president and first lady with his own body. In the car behind, Agent Rufus Youngblood vaulted over the front seat, throwing his body over Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, using himself as a human shield until they were out of danger. That instinct to become a shield was seen again on March 30, 1981. As John Hinckley Jr. fired 6 bullets at President Ronald Reagan, Agent Tim McCarthy did exactly what he was trained to do. He didn't duck. Instead, he spread his body as wide as possible, turning himself into a bigger target to cover the president. He took a .22 caliber round to the abdomen and survived. Meanwhile, Agent Jerry Parr shoved Reagan into the limousine and made the critical, life-saving decision to divert the motorcade to a hospital instead of returning to the White House. Today, the threats are more complex than a lone gunman. The Secret Service's investigative mission has expanded deep into the digital world. They run electronic crimes task forces across the country, hunting international cybercriminals responsible for data breaches, bank fraud, and network intrusions. They dismantled syndicates like Shadow Crew, which had trafficked over 1.7 million stolen credit card numbers. This constant battle against digital chaos sharpens the skills needed to protect the nation's leaders in an interconnected world. To face these threats, agents are armed with more than just courage. The standard sidearm is the Glock 19, but specialized units like the Counter-Assault Team carry KA-16 rifles and FNP-90 submachine guns. When the president travels, it's inside a custom-built armored Cadillac limousine known as the Beast, part of a meticulously planned motorcade designed to be a rolling fortress. It's a combination of human instinct and advanced technology, all focused on one goal: to stand between the president and a world of unpredictable danger.